I'm curious. I am curious. Curious.
By nature.
Welcome to Curious by Nature. I'm Jessica Johnson from Newswise. Every day, thousands of people are waiting for a life-saving transplant, and for many, the wait is years long. While the demand continues to grow, one of the most powerful solutions comes from living donors, people who choose to give a kidney or part of their liver to someone in need. Today, we're joined by Dr. Pooja Budhiraja, transplant nephrologist and living donor medical director at Mayo Clinic in Arizona. Her work focuses on protecting the health and well-being of living donors while expanding access to transplantation through education, innovation, and compassion. Dr. Budhiraja, welcome to the podcast. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Pooja Budhiraja. I am a transplant nephrologist at Mayo Clinic, Arizona. I'm also a living donor medical director. And my work focuses on ensuring safety and well-being of our living donors and also to provide access to transplant to patients. I'm curious about how new science and technology can help us better protect our living donors and improve transplant outcomes. Here, we're using imaging and clinical and metabolic science to better understand individual health risk in a more personalized way. And the goal is to make donation not just safe, but smarter and guided by real evidence.
Tell me more, though, about your role. And you have various roles and how they kind of work together.
So my role as a living donor medical director, I screen the donors and help them go through the process while we educate them, provide them with the resources. And we want to make sure they're safe to donate because this is an act of generosity that can change someone else's life. But my role is to protect and make sure they are going to be safe through this process. All the questions are answered, and we provide the resources they need. We make sure that if they need any help with lost wages or any medical expenses related to donation, we help provide that too.
Please tell me more about living donors and what they're able to donate while they're alive.
So the living donors are, around 6,000 living donors donated kidney, and around 500 to 600 donors in U.S. donated part of the liver. So a donor, when they comes to donating a kidney, we have 2 kidneys. And when someone wants to donate, they get a comprehensive examination. We make sure they're good to donate. The surgery is very low risk. They can go back to the normal life. They can go back to work. They can run marathons. So it's with the kidney. With the liver donors, we don't do it in Arizona, but there are around 600 donors each year that are done at different places. In that, a part of your liver is taken out, and the thought is it regenerates itself in 6 to 8 weeks. And these surgeries are, with the new technology and screening, are safe procedures. The complication rates are really minimal. The major complication rates are less than 5% or in the living liver donors. And when it comes to kidney donations, the risks are even less, like less than 2 to 5% of major risks.
How long does it take for once that portion of someone's liver is donated, is given to someone else? How long does it take to regenerate that liver?
It takes around 6 to 8 weeks for the liver to regenerate. And so it's a quick recovery.
I wonder, why aren't there more donors for liver?
There are a couple of barriers. One is not all the centers do it. Plus, there have been more diseased liver donors that are available. There have been improvement in the technology on how we obtain the livers and preserve them and utilize them. So there has been much improvement in the technology with obtaining the diseased donor livers too.
Can you tell me more about the waiting list for organ donations?
100,000 plus people waiting on the waiting list for kidney and liver. And 90,000 plus are just waiting for the kidney. And of those, there are around 27,000 kidney transplants that are performed. And with more than 90,000 waiting, we only get 27,000 kidney transplants. And of these, around 20 to 21,000 are from deceased donors, and 6,000 kidneys come from living kidney donors. So, of those people, if you can imagine, it's a lot of people that are waiting for the kidney transplant and the liver transplant. And while they're waiting, they have a long wait time. The wait time depends on the area they live, depends on the blood group they are. Some areas, the wait time can be 5 years, some areas, the wait time can be 10 years. And while the patients are on the wait list, a lot of times they get sicker. They're taken off the wait list. They may die because of all the sickness, and some may not even get a kidney transplant. So, getting a timely transplant is really important. And that's why living donation is important and encouraged, because we have two kidneys and it's a safe procedure, and we can help provide a second life to someone.
I would really like to understand more about the living donors. For example, for kidneys, are they mostly family members? Or if they aren't, can you tell me a story or an example of what motivates someone and helps them to give their organ to someone they might not know?
So, living donation is an act of generosity where people come volunteer to help their family members, or they can be unrelated. We have um, related family members like siblings or parents who volunteer, spouses who come forward, and even friends. People have found donors when they put a post at their job asking for a donor. We had a recent patient who posted on her car, and a donor came forward just seeing that. Um, and so there have also been non-directed donors who come forward just to help people understanding that this is a low-risk procedure and how they can provide and help other people.
What do you find are the most effective ways to connect with living donors who don't know someone personally and kind of allow them and give them the opportunity and I guess convince them to maybe donate their organ?
So we encourage our recipients to look for donors, and often, with this growing diabetes and hypertension and obesity, often the related donors are not available. There are different resources that are available. We provide um, all microsite links where they can go in, create their personal page, and they mail them the cards, 250 business cards that they can use that have a QR code. And when the donors or interested person scans them, it links them to them, and we get that information. We encourage our recipients to go on social media, to look at their religious organizations, if they're into book club, if they're into golfing, or if they have a family member who can help them spread the word, because that's what is important. There are people around, and there are different education resources are available too. Once a donor or potential donor reaches out, we do educate them then about the resources. We do provide education to our recipients on how the donation works, how the cost, there is no cost to the donor, what are the resources available, and how safe the procedure is. So if a donor comes forward, they can also relay that message to them.
And are there issues that a donor needs to match up in many ways with the receiving patient?
So the one thing that we do want is a donor to come forward. If they are not compatible, which means blood group not compatible, or the recipient has antibodies against the donor, we can always do a paired exchange. So all you need is to find the donor, and the rest leave it to us. We can help with a national paired exchange system that is there, where we can put your donor in the system, and there are similar situations, and we can find a compatible donor for you.
What are the certain things within various communities that make it difficult for family members or even friends and close ones to be able to donate their organs?
So when it comes to living donations, one of the major issues we see is that increasing obesity, diabetes, and hypertension that often runs in the family. So that precludes their family members from being donors too. The other issue is also the awareness about it, the awareness of how the donation process works. The other disadvantage is a lot of people don't have the economic resources or don't even follow up with the primary care providers, especially in some of the segregated neighborhoods where they are don't have resources, healthcare resources, and are not able to follow up with the providers. So those are some of the things. Also, literacy, we've seen that people who have a higher education are more willing to come forward as donors.
Are there priorities given on the wait list for certain types of people, certain types of patients?
So on waitlist, it's when the organs are allocated, it's a national, transparent, fair system, which gives points to the people that are on the wait list. And the points are given based on the time they've been on dialysis, based on younger kids, they get priority, based on their sensitization. If someone has a lot of antibody, they realize that it would make it harder for them to get an organ. So they are put on the priority.
Okay.
And the similar policy is throughout the country.
What is one thing that you wish people understood more about organ donation?
Organ donation is a powerful act of generosity and compassion. It is one way where we can save lives. It's a meaningful opportunity that is underrepresented in the community. One life can save 8 lives. They can provide multiple organs. They give a chance of hope to many people. And I am registered as an organ donor, and I would encourage people to do so too. I want to remove any mistrust that you may have in the system, as it's a fair and a balanced system to help people. And if you do register as an organ donor, it does not compromise your medical care. The medical team that will be taking care is separate from the procurement team, and none of those efforts are jeopardized to take care of you.
How can doctors and hospitals help people feel more comfortable about becoming donors?
I feel it's completely natural to feel unsure about organ donation if you look from a patient's perspective. But as providers, we can help remove the mistrust they may have in the system about the organ donation process, that it's a fair process. The allocation is based on a very transparent and fair way. It does not compromise your medical care, but it helps a lot of people in the need for an organ. And most of the religion also promote this because you're helping other people. I encourage people to register as donors and discuss this with your family because you don't want to put the next of kin under pressure when that moment comes to be able to help other people in need of an organ.
How do you address issues maybe in religion where there are some religions that might not want people to donate their organs once they've died?
So nearly all major religions are supporting donation because of it promotes compassion and generosity. But sometimes family members may not understand the person's wishes. They may be scared of how it could affect the funeral process, how it could affect the integrity of the body. So it's our job to help them understand that this does not affect the funeral process. It just helps offer other people hope, and it should help them understand that you're providing life to someone else.
For those who may not know much about it, what does it mean when we say there's a lack of diversity in organ donors?
There are more than 90,000 patients waiting for a kidney transplant, and of those, 60% are from minority. And that's because of increasing rate of diabetes, hypertension, and obesity in the minority. But when we look at the donors, the donation from minority are disproportionately low. This could be from the different reasons as we've talked about. It could be social, it could be cultural, economic, and mistrust in the system. And if we do increase this diverse pool, it helps the community because with diversity in the donors, it helps with better matching for the recipients. As the recipients come from a different genetic background, having donors from the diverse pool helps in better matching. And when the recipient gets an organ from a similar race or ethnicity, they have the similar genetic footprint, and that helps to prolong graft survival. There is less rejection. And it also makes less people wait on the list because they're able to get the organ. So by increasing the diversity in the donors, we are increasing the organ transplant availability for diverse recipients too.
Why did you decide to go into this field?
I was drawn to transplantation because it's one of the areas in medicine where you're just not extending life, but transforming life. You're giving an organ to these people that are waiting on dialysis, and they go from dialysis to seeing their health, the energy, and quality of life change. This is incredibly moving to see them have a new life. And on other side, caring for living donors, people who step forward purely to help someone else is profoundly inspiring. That combination of science, human connection, and generosity is what keeps me in the field and provides the satisfaction that we all need.
What can be expected in the near future in this area of research?
The future is all about personalization, where we're going with the new technology, with the AI, in more immunological data, the granular data we have. It's more of refining the risk with each person and tailoring the treatment to them.
One thing that I know is that when you get your license at the DMV or the Motor Vehicle Administration, that you're able to choose if you would like to be an organ donor. What other ways can people sign up and become organ donors?
So the fastest and most reliable way, other than doing through DMV, is going to the website called registerme.org. That is a U.S. registry linked to state DMVs and Donate Life America. You can also go to the website of Donate Life America. It's a simple process and it can help save many lives.
What are the events that they see big spikes of people registering?
So there have been studies that have shown, like, when you do a media blast, when you have communicated in bilingually, or on the media, when you spread that awareness, they have seen increase in people registering. Also, like, if when people do community events, it has shown an increase. We also have April as the Donate Life Month, where we go to different places and encourage. Like for Mayo Clinic, we'll hold events at different places, at Maricopa County Fair, in gyms, in different places, to help increase the awareness and help people register as a donor.
Wonderful. So I hope that anyone listening to this can share this podcast, can share it on their social media, and can maybe generate some more visibility, and maybe they can go to registerme.org or just share that link with their friends on social media and hopefully generate more awareness and registrations. Thank you so much, Dr. Budhiraja. I really appreciate your time.
Curious by Nature is a production of Newswise. More than 7,000 journalists get the Newswise wires. Visit newswise.com and find out how to spread your news today.